She was a queen feared by prophets, hated by her enemies, and remembered for thousands of years as one of the most notorious women in history. This is the shocking story of Jezebel, the queen who challenged God and paid the ultimate price. The Dark Queen, the story of Jezebel. Long ago, in the northern kingdom of Israel, there arose a queen whose name would become synonymous with power, manipulation, and rebellion against God. Her name was Jezebel. Born a Phoenician princess, Jezebel was the daughter of King Ethbaal of Sidon. She grew up surrounded by the worship of pagan gods, especially Baal, the god of storms and fertility. When King Ahab of Israel married Jezebel, it seemed like a political alliance, but it would soon become a spiritual disaster. Jezebel did not come to Israel to adapt to its faith. Instead, she sought to replace the worship of the God of Israel with the worship of Baal. Hundreds of pagan priests were brought into the kingdom, while prophets of God were hunted down and killed. Fear spread across the land. But one man refused to be silent. His name was Elijah. Elijah boldly confronted King Ahab and Jezebel, declaring that because of their wickedness, a severe drought would strike the nation. For 3 long years, no rain fell. Finally, Elijah challenged the prophets of Baal to a showdown on Mount Carmel. Hundreds of prophets called upon Baal from morning until evening, but nothing happened. Then Elijah prayed to the Lord. Suddenly, fire fell from heaven and consumed the sacrifice, proving that the God of Israel was the true God. The people were amazed. But Jezebel was furious. When she heard what had happened, she swore to kill Elijah. The prophet fled into the wilderness, fearing for his life. Yet Jezebel's wickedness did not stop there. One day, King Ahab desired a vineyard owned by a man named Naboth. When Naboth refused to sell it, Ahab sulked in disappointment. Jezebel took matters into her own hands. She forged letters in the king's name, arranged false accusations against Naboth, and had him executed. After Naboth's death, Ahab seized the vineyard, but God saw everything. Through Elijah, God pronounced judgment upon Jezebel and Ahab. Their dynasty would fall, and Jezebel would face a terrible end. Years later, that prophecy came true. A military commander named Jehu was anointed king and sent to destroy Ahab's corrupt house. As Jehu approached Jezebel's palace, the queen stood at a window, dressed in royal splendor. She mocked him. Jehu looked up and shouted, "Who is on my side?" Several palace officials stepped forward. "Throw her down," he commanded. They pushed Jezebel from the window. She fell to her death, and the prophecy spoken years earlier was fulfilled. Thus ended the reign of one of the Bible's most infamous queens. Yet her story lives on as a warning about pride, corruption, and the consequences of turning away from God. The name Jezebel would be remembered for generations, not for greatness, but as a symbol of unchecked ambition and rebellion.